Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this video I will showcase 5 battles from a 12-game win streak with this team, using Machamp as a lead and Snorlax as a safe switch and registeel in the back. Some things to note are that I use close combat instead of cross chop on Machamp to have a nuke, and a lot of people don't shield the first one since they expect the cross chop. And another thing to note is that Snorlax has high attack, and this is because it reaches 2 breakpoints, one against Swampert and one against Charizard, so the lick damage is increased by 50%. And then I also use Earthquake instead of Superpower, because I want to win the one shield against Registeel with just a slight energy advantage. So let's get into the battles. In this first game I face Bob Rossi, and he leads with Escavalier against Machamp. So this is one matchup where cross chop would have been much better, but it's still playable. I can take this to the 2 shields and beat him with fast moves. So he recognized that and switched into Giratina, and I switch into my Registeel, so that my Registeel don't have to face off against the Escavalier later. Even though Snorlax could have been a better choice since this Giratina has Shadow Claw. So I just need to save my Machamp for the Escavalier, and I'm still in a good spot. So we will just trade charge moves back and forth, and nothing interesting happens here really. So I can take this moment to mention that Heracross is an excellent substitute for Machamp if you have one and want to try this team. So he switches in his Escavalier and I have 2 Rock Slides ready. I'm ahead in energy since I did some counters on his Giratina before switching out. And he spends his energy here. So I decide to let Machamp go and farm down with Snorlax, because I rather have one shield than a full health Snorlax if he has something that can nuke Snorlax. So now I have some time to decide where I want to use my last shield. I use my Body Slam to feint the Giratina just before he reaches a charge move, and his last Pokemon is Swampert, so this is pretty bad. But in this battle I want to showcase how good it is to have a high attack Snorlax, since now the Swampert overcharges slightly and I need to feint it as fast as possible. So with my licks doing 3 damage instead of 2, my Snorlax is just able to feint him down before he reaches a Hydro Cannon. Next up is game number 6 of the run, and it's against Liru, which I also faced in my last video. So I guess we just play at the same time during the day. And he leads with Togekiss, which is insanely bad for me. So I safe switch into Snorlax and he counters with Registeel. And usually this is good, but since I also took some charm damage, I won't be able to win the one shield. So I'm just going to let Snorlax go down here and not commit any shield. Because if I did, I would just be lock-on farm down. So now I need to place my trust in Registeel, and first I try to get one shield from the Togekiss, and I managed to do that, and then he switches in his Swampert against my Registeel. So this is not the best position, but still not the worst. He baits me once, and I really need to get rid of this Swampert before he can hit an Earthquake. So he goes for another one and baits me twice. And then it's a race to the Flash Cannon versus Earthquake, and I just managed to reach the Flash Cannon before he reaches the Earthquake. So now he reaches his Flamethrower just before I reach the Flash Cannon, but it's not enough to take out the Registeel, so a very close game and well played by my opponent. Next is game number 8 of the run against Iodrama, and he leads with Giratina against Machamp, so this is a terrible lead. And I safe switch into Snorlax and he switches into Registeel, so this is the perfect position. I can either take both of his shields, or I will take the switch advantage. So I will shield this, and then I will go for the earthquake, and if he doesn't shield it, it's going to be enough with just some licks afterward. So he doesn't shield, and now I have switch advantage, even though I got hard countered in the lead. And since he has Shadow Claw, I can get to a Body Slam as well. And then he switches in his Regice, which is a fun pick, very underappreciated. Both Regice and Regirock are strong in Ultra League, even though they are not used that much. And now I will just let Machamp go down, and Registeel has a winning position here, and my opponent resigns the game. Next is a game against See Wei Hey Hey, and this is game number 11 of the run, and I get completely walled here in the lead. So I safe switch into Snorlax, and he switches into Registeel. So this is an amazing spot for me, since I know I can go for Earthquakes now, and if he just lets one through, I will win the one shield. So I'm in a great position here, and I even shield the first charge move, since that's the charge move they are the least likely to bait with. So that's when you should shield if you know that you're going to shield once. But he doesn't shield at all, so that puts me in a great position. Even though I'm down a shield, I now have switch advantage and know that I can have my Registeel against his Cresselia. And now I'm ready to switch into Machamp, since I expect the switch. But he does not switch, so I overfarm slightly and then fire off my Flash Cannon. And then he switches, so I switch into my own Machamp, and he's got 2 shields, so this is not the best situation for me, but I will still be able to hit 2 charge moves here to force both of the shields, and then I just hope that my Registeel can finish the Swampert before it reaches an Earthquake against my Registeel. So here Machamp will go down, and I have some energy on my Registeel, so I just managed to reach the charge move before he reached his Earthquake, and then he resigns. Next up is a game against Luvovl or something, and this is game number 12 of the run, and he leads with Gramble. So here I first check whether it has Charm or Snarl, because if it's Charm, I obviously need to get out of there as soon as possible. But since it's Snarl, Machamp can beat the Gramble. So I stay in, use Rock Slide, and then I will shield the second charge, because that's the more likely to be close combat, because of the debuff. And then he switches in Armored Mewtwo, which I got confused for a second there, since usually when you see the Psychic type in the top right, you expect Cresselia. So I was very slow to the switch. But I switch in Registeel, and in this matchup, you need to be very careful with when you use your charge moves. You need to use it at the end of the confusion animation, since if you do it at the same time as they start a new confusion, you will get piggybacked, and that can be a disaster. So if I had been piggybacked there, I probably wouldn't have reached the last Flash Cannon there. But now I can feint the Armored Mewtwo with a Rock Slide, and his last Pokemon is Meganium. So now I'm in a great position where Snorlax can just finish off the Meganium and then the Gramble in the back. So I don't shield this one in case he has a close combat ready. And I will feint him, and then he concedes. Lastly, I will show the game where the run ended after 12 wins against Hyominule, and she leads with Cresselia, which hard counters my Machamp, and then when I safe switch into Snorlax, she has an Obstagoon that gets an attack sharply roast, and I really needed to have superpower in this matchup, but I don't, so now I'm in a terrible spot, and I just hope that they don't have Gunk Shot, but they do have Gunk Shot, and Machamp is gone, and at this point there's no way I can win. I will still keep playing, because I want to see their third Pokemon, in case I had shielded that Gunk Shot, if I still could have had a chance. Like if they have Togekiss or something that Registeel could deal with easily. So I shield twice and take down this Obstagoon, and they have Swampert in the back, so yeah, even if I shielded the Gunk Shot, I still would have lost fairly hard. But that's it. Here I show my journal, just to show the 12 win streak. Thanks for watching.